Have you been following the Diddy
I was
disaster?
just thinking of it. I'll be back in a second.
Know more about the Diddy thing. It seems like in his crimes are implicated many, many people, politicians, celebrities. What's going to come out?
I don't know about that. I don't know. So he's one of those people who's got his picture taken with everybody. I saw him with the Clintons and with the Bushes and with Trump and with everybody in between. You know, he's a celebrity. He's a very, very famous celebrity. He's got pictures with everybody. That stuff doesn't say anything to me. But there's a quote from Denzel Washington where he was giving somebody some advice about these after parties and stuff and like award show parties. He's like, they're like, how do you stay out of trouble? How do you keep a clean record? How do you keep your nose out of the dirty stuff? And he's like, I leave 30 minutes before the devil gets there. And I think the devil he's talking about is Diddy, because I think it's a certain point in these parties. It sounds like Diddy would like drug you, and then I've heard such crazy stories. He was having these gay like sex workers have so much crazy like continuous sex, like this crazy marathon fuck fests that IVs would be given afterwards. Now, I think that's the average person not realizing that a lot of people after they party do IVs. Like it's not that expensive to get an IV after some serious partying. And I think some drugs, I've never done like MDMA or anything, but I know that stuff can really dehydrate you, or maybe you just forget to drink. But I know dehydration is an issue. But the allegations are wild. They have him in a terrifying facility. They have him in a facility that 3 different federal judges now refuse to send prisoners to.
Really?
They won't send you there to this holding facility in New York. From the outside, it reminds me a lot of where Andrew Tate was kept, in that the windows aren't windows. They're like, there's like metal over everything in a very like modern kind of like scary prison. They've recently had murders and stabbings. I don't know what it's called. I just
assume P. Diddy's getting some sort of privileged treatment.
He's begging to get out because of the inhuman like place he's in. He's offered his $46 million house and his fleet of jets as collateral if they'll let him go home. He said, there will be no women at my house except for the mothers of my children and my daughters. Like, please let me go back to one of my houses. And they're like, nah, we got you where you want. That's where we want you. Right there in that hellhole with 15 square feet.
Is he the guy who we saw beat up that woman in an elevator trying to escape?
Yeah, a long time ago. But she started it. She was kicking him and stuff, you know. Family Guy did a great bit on that. Family Guy did a great in the Family Guy bit. Peter's
in prison.
That looks like a storage facility.
It is.
Oh, I guess it is.
Looks like a hotel I'd stay at.
Yeah.
You'd show up there and be like, wow, Jackie Diddy is my roommate. Can you believe this? I don't know. He's been bringing up some troubling things. Man, so Diddy's here right now. He's really upset about it. I didn't know he offered all his money and shit as collateral. It's so hellish. Do you think he's going to get killed in there? Or do you think his fame outdoes like the sinister accusations? Because, usually a lot of sex crime people don't do too hot in prison.
I don't think he's in like a general pop scenario where that can probably happen. It seems like he's being held locked down in that little room, maybe with one other person. That's probably most of the day, probably like 23 hours of the day.
As long as his roommate isn't that shredded pit bull owning ex-cop that was with Epstein. I bet he'll be okay.
I hope P. Diddy starts ratting. I want him to tell us everybody else who's into this wild stuff. Let us know who else is like drugging and raping women. Tell us.
Let's do an over and under on how many dildos were confiscated from Diddy's mansion. I know the number.
Oh, damn it.
Okay. You know the number? I'm going to guess it's not as high as you think. I'm going to say
go first.
23.
I'm going to say.
How many dildos did they find at Diddy's mansion?
Just looking at, I'm going to say 78. And we're not doing over his bust. We're doing closest.
It's almost 800 dildos. It's 760 something dildos. Yeah, it was almost 800. 784. 784 is the number of dildos.
That's a flex by itself. Having a house so big you can hide 1,000 dildos and still have a classy house.
It's like 784 dildos have been taken from Diddy's house, and that's him.
That's enough for 392 women.
Dude, his face there, finding out about the dildos being discovered, is George Bush reading to those kids.
You know what it actually is? What that's taken from? So that's taken from a picture of him handling money at a basketball at an NBA game, and he's gotten change back from buying like some snacks, and there's some ones in there. And the meme was always, "What the fuck is this thing?" Like, he doesn't even know what a $1 bill looks like because he's so rich. That was the meanest meme they used to make about Diddy, that he was so rich he didn't understand $1 bills. Now he has 784 dildo. Look, I ain't got 784. I may have like 30 or something, but 784 is wild.
I saw memes going around that he had like enough baby oil to like fill an Olympic pool or something.
It was so much baby oil. It was like way too much baby oil.
Yeah, it's like, this is going to go bad before you can use it. How many of these are you using?
I don't think baby oil goes bad. I think that's maybe he's just buying in bulk.
It's like honey. It lasts for thousands of years.
You know, he's still thrifty. You know, he sees a mistaken listing on Amazon. He orders times 99. that's how you think.
Jesus Christ.
So what do you think's going to come out? You think it's going to be a lot of actors, a lot of politicians,
No, nothing like that. Nothing.
I thought all these people were at the parties that people are saying were all fucked up.
Yeah, but there's two parties at the party. You know how it is. Like there's the party and then there's another party.
Say no more.
Come on, if you've been to a party, you know there's like multiple parties at the party. All right, maybe you haven't been to the party.
I have a feeling these parties are nothing like I've ever been to.
You've been to the school lunch table though, and you know there's like a table you want to sit at, and then there's a table you sit at, maybe, right? Like there's an elite table of lunchroom goers up in Diddy's room getting railed out by two professional dick throwers, and Diddy's watching and he's recording, and that's Diddy's game. Diddy likes lots of weird sex, lots of gay sex, lots of straight sex. He likes forcing women to bang lots of his buddies. He likes it seems like he was forcing. That was the key thing. Like he's raping people. He likes drugging people for sure. He's like there's all these clips that come out.
Sounds like he's worse than Cosby.
There's all these clips that come out where they're talking about what they put in the drink and how he'd have bottles of alcohol that he knew either weren't tainted or were like tea that he'd drink. And then the ladies would get like the special bottle where like there's something in there. There's like ecstasy in the vodka that he's pouring you. So maybe you only had a little to drink, but you're getting a lot of ecstasy or whatever. So he's drugging, raping both sexes, employing sex workers, putting on fuck shows and recording blackmail and holding it over people. He's all and
what people?
Like, I take it back, Kyle. You're right. I know all about this.
Oh, yeah, these are the normal party. You go to your friend's barbecue, people get black.
This is what we do on our motorcycle
Did
ride.
you just say, who's the black rapper?
Well, there was more to come out of my mouth after that to qualify. Who's the black rapper that they say Diddy was like Diddy's like boy or whatever? It's like, I don't know. Like there is a guy that they talk about was like one of his, you know, he was fucking a rapper and like doing stuff to the rapper. And like you kind of had to be down with that if you wanted in his circle. You know, this guy had an MTV show back in the day called Making the Band, right? Where
Looks
he
like
forced
Prince
all these
Harry
kids.
is named in some things.
I mean,
Cuba
shit.
Gooding
Everybody.
Jr.'s getting named.
Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Connick Jr. Is he the singer?
The actor? Am I saying his name wrong?
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yes.
Not Snow Dogg.
Radio was there doing fucked up shit.
Radio was doing fucked up shit.
No one can hear you.
This is PKA. Don't
That
take
man
it to the
played Carl
bank.
Bush here.
He was pushing a shopping cart full of dildos. Right
I'm looking at this. Will Smith and Justin Bieber.
Jada was there for sure, though, right?
Yeah, remember just like 6 months ago or so,
Bieber.
people were showing the videos of Diddy with Bieber, like doing the weird hug where it looked like he was like ham-handedly doing like a wire search, like in Sopranos or something. And everyone was like, "What the fuck was going on with Diddy and Justin Bieber?"
I was okay with that. I thought what was going on.
Well, given what's coming out now, maybe there's something else going on there.
You know, I bet they were both. Look, I bet he got pussy whether he drugged them or not. So, like, mate, I like to imagine that him and Bieber were just slaying some gash, you know, on the side. You know, just get.
Didn't he have Bieber like at a private party, just like him and Justin Bieber when he was like 14 or something?
He was a big celebrity. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
Were you thinking of Rick Ross or DJ Khaled, Kyle? Was it one of those?
Oh God, nobody's going to fuck those two.
Okay.
DJ
nobody's
Khaled,
I promise you, nobody's wanting to get in DJ Khaled's booty. No, it was some like skinny little. I think the guy maybe even had that. What's that thing that makes your skin go weird? Pale.
Vitiligo.
I think he had like So you get vitiligo in places that you put a lot of friction. So what he's talking about this for? There was a jiu-jitsu guy, gets it everywhere, all over him. Like gets it over with almost. and I just noticed that I think this guy had it all over his mouth. Dude, he ain't fucking with those two. Come on, that is not. Look, if Diddy likes dick or booty or man booty, it's not these two, right? He's got some like Will Smith on his side, or
he could be a
Justin
feeder.
Bieber. What?
He could be a feeder. We don't know about Diddy. What if he likes his rappers and his producers big?
That's
big
honestly the best. Like that's the best you could hope for, Taylor. Imagine this. Imagine everybody's warning you not to party with Diddy, but you've been invited and you can't turn down a Diddy invitation. Like, who are you to say no to Diddy? Like, I'm gonna go scope it out, and you're just scared because you're worried. He's gonna do something about my butt. He's gonna fucking drug me, and I'm gonna wake up getting cornholed. He's gonna make me do something with somebody I don't want to do, and I'm gonna feel pressured. Maybe at first it's normal, and then all of a sudden I turn around and like it turned into Eyes Wide Shut fuck party, and then there's devil masks. Like, I'm scared, but you get there and he's just cold cuts, Taylor. Like, you wouldn't
just
believe.
Cold cuts and a whole table of Entenmann's. Not even good.
You don't even know. He has a cold seafood platter. It's a tower of crab meat. It's already out of the crab. It's 30 pounds of a pristine, perfect, sweet crab meat.
What do I have to do for him to let me get at it?
You have to eat it while he watches. That's it.
I'm in.
He's a feed. You're his boy. And you're always there when Diddy eats. And no, this way, and he sees it as twofold. Not only does he get off on feeding you, making a big old white boy, but he's a bit gluttonous himself. And he knows that you'll be overeating so much when y'all go out that nobody will notice that he spilt a little rosé on him, or a little cribbage here and there, like because you're gonna be up there just.
I'm gonna be slurping. So Diddy's gonna make me a big fat person on fucking an even bigger, fatter person.
He's gonna support you financially as well through all this. Like, you're gonna be staying at his mansion. You're gonna have your own room, like Cash Money Records. You're gonna be on the record in the background, like throwing up gang signs you don't understand. See,
if this was what was happening, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Those are just
me either,
boys
right?
being boys, just eating lots of food, having a good time. There's no rape going on. No one's being coerced. He didn't have to bully me into eating the crab. I'm here for it. Like, I'll do it.
This is consensual crab consumption.
It would.
But here's the thing, Taylor. He's raping everybody else, and you're kind of.
Do I know about it, or can I turn a blind eye?
The answer. Yes and yes.
No, honestly, my hands were so slippery for the butter. I tried to open the doorknob and I couldn't get in, and I gave up.
Taylor's on the stand giving this long diatribe about how snow crabs.
You got to understand. It was October. They're not in season, and he had them.
And then he would abuse me, and I could just always hear some strange and eerie sound of cracking and shattering from outside the door, knowing that if I didn't do what he wanted, whatever was happening out there would happen to me.
Then he got out the crab shelling tools.
They're arresting Diddy, and I'm behind him in a bib. I mean, he never bought me new clothes. I'm just stretching.
So does this more crab?
I'd be down for that. I guess I could turn a blind eye to a lot. You know, if I'm Diddy's buddy, I don't think I'm going to tell on him. Are you going to tell on him?
If he's doing this stuff?
Yeah. Who you tell?
Probably the police. Who else would you tell? So
you go to the police and you say, "Hey, are you familiar with P. Diddy?" And they're like, "Yeah, love his shit, bro. It bumps."
I'd be like,
"It's 2004 again."
Okay, then it's 2004.
Oh wait, you can't
I take out my Motorola Razr, and I show them the photos of both the crab dinner and the victims. And so that they know he's also a good guy at times. You know,
that night you'd be eating crab with the NYPD, and they'd be all mean mugging you for ratting. Then you go to the other party. Now you don't get fed anymore. You go into the other fetish room now.
I don't think there's a good way out of this.
You know, he said, "Taylor, I think you big enough now. I think you can graduate on up to the next room." Oh, is there like ribeye in that room, or? Nah, there's plenty of meat though. Come on.
Nah, this is the rape room.
That's the baby oil. It's just the whole room is just a rubber mat soaked in baby oil, an inch thick.
Oh man, dude! I agree with Woody. I hope he starts spilling and we get some interesting.
Yes.
No, nobody rats on the homies. Nobody's telling on Bill Gates for getting greasy. Like, they just won't do it.
Yeah, they probably won't. We didn't really find out much about
Maxwell
Epstein.
hasn't said a damn thing.
Ghislaine Maxwell probably hasn't, but who's it? Tekash 6ix9ine? That guy sang like a canary.
About what, murders?
I forget what he was.
Yeah, but he
involved in.
didn't talk about Tom Cruise fucking figging Nicole Kidman while wearing a Satan mask, did he? While like Weinstein like filmed, he didn't tell you that
wasn't
story.
His kind of crime.
That's
exactly that kind of crime we're talking about is that kind of crime. We're talking about that dirty, slightly satanic sometimes, and it's like it makes you wonder, kind of like fuckfest crime. We're talking about.
I want to know what Lindsey Graham's been up to.
Dude, you must have been
know.
Dude, tell me you weren't a little giddy when Laura Loomer called out Lindsey Graham for being closeted gay.
Like that's all. It's almost
that he had talked about her. I thought he was just catching strays for no reason. Because in the context of the tweet, what? Oh, she was going at Marjorie Taylor Greene. I forget the details of what she said, but it ends with like, Lindsey, come out of the closet. We all know you're gay. And I'm like, what'd Lindsey do? How'd he get involved in this? But he was calling for Trump.
Could there be a bigger open secret in DC than that? Like, watch Lindsey Graham talk for 15 seconds. Any 15 seconds from any public appearance over the past 30 years, and you're like, that guy's as gay as the day is long. He's a conservative hardliner in South Carolina, no wife, no children.
He's like a gay SNL character. He's like a gay SNL character.
That guy is so gay.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right. I don't want to categorize someone based on their voice, but there's nothing about him that vibes straight.
He doesn't have a wife.
He's gay. He doesn't have a wife. He doesn't have kids. He's 70 years old. He's like that. This guy is fucking
Church
gay.
of Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle's gay too.
Yeah.
And we'll have that conversation eventually.
We're all ready to handle it, you know. As soon as Woody gets the cancer and gets the titties, then I can come out as gay and be fine.